Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 77 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Tired. It's been a day.
It's been a day.
We're recording this late Sunday night. We told you, everybody, whether you're audio or video, everybody likes audio. We all like video, too. We're giving you 2 podcasts this week. Double the podcast, double the 2-player co-op, 2 times 2, 4-player co-op with 2 people. We had a busy day today. Very hot day.
Very, very hot.
Went to the FedEx St. Jude Classic, watched some golf. Phil watched him throw it away. Yeah, golf clap for the golf. Phil threw it away. That was sad. Came back, had an impromptu party at the house. Did some grilling. My happy place. I like that. Drank some lot of beers.
What's a lot of beer?
It's a lot of beer. I want a GD liter of cola. But that's not what we're here for today. We have strict business to talk about today. What is that, Sean?
No time for foolishness.
No time for fools. Also,
we got to talk about the Xbox E3, Microsoft E3. Sorry,
and EA,
because we can't. Yeah, and EA. We can't not. It's no secret we're not Xbox fans.
They're number 3 when it comes to the big 3 for us by a lot.
But we got to talk about it. So here we are.
Here we are. Let's get right into it. We're not doing the regular rigmarole. We're not going to do a back-to-box challenge this week. Sorry. We'll get back to everything as normal next week. This week, it's all about E3. Best time of the year if you're a nerd like us, or if you like video games and you're not a nerd, it's still a pretty good time. But anyways, it's the best time of the year. Let's get right into it. So EA was first. EA was yesterday. E3 seems like, first off, E3 is way too long.
I was going to say, was it always this long, or does it just keep
It just keeps getting longer. So it starts on Saturday, goes all the way till Nintendo has their thing on Tuesday. Then it's open to the public on Tuesday, I think, and then that goes for like 2 more days. It's like 6 days now or something. Wow. It's just ridiculous. But EA started things off. I love this table. It's nice to touch. Half their conference was dedicated to Battlefront 2. Not surprisingly
as
at
it
all.
should.
Couple notes from that, other than the game looks freaking beautiful. It looks even more beautiful than the first one did, which I didn't think was possible. Sounds great. I'm definitely excited to see this and get my hands on it and everything this November. One thing that's cool, last year, if you wanted all the maps and you got the game at launch, you had to spend $120 because you had to get the deluxe edition or the ultra, whatever the hell they called it. I don't know what it was called. Now, all the maps, they're free. I don't know what the hand thing was.
Well, I mean, $60.
Well, correct, but you don't have to pay for stuff that you don't get right out of the box. Which
what
is
a
good.
Strange concept!
Imagine that.
Imagine putting the whole game in one game.
Gaming before the internet, kids. That's how it worked. You got the whole game when you bought it, unless it was like Sonic 3, and then you got Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, it's still a separate game though.
Fun fact. Facts are fun. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is what their vision for Sonic 3 was. I'm sure you know this. That's what their vision for Sonic 3 was. They weren't going to get it out in time, so they said, okay, put out Sonic 3 as is, then we'll release Sonic and Knuckles 6 months later or something like that, and then that's the full package. So Sonic 3 was originally designed to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
That seems kind of strange that... Was Sonic and Knuckles really that much bigger than Sonic 3 that they're like, there's no way we're going to get this done in time. Just release it as, like, you just put another character in it. He's already in it.
Well, no, but there was extra. Sonic and Knuckles added more new levels and stuff, right? But I don't know that it was double. I don't think it was as big as Sonic 3 was. Sonic 3 felt to me like a full game when we got it.
Right, yeah. I don't.
And then we got Knuckles on top of it. But
yeah.
What? How did we get on this? Oh, paying for stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to do that. They said they're fixing all the issues from the first Battlefront. My one issue, and it has nothing to do with this game, we did not see Visceral's Star Wars game. Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. Which I thought for sure, because they teased it last year, they just did that thing where the mystery person's walking outside, and you look up, and you there's all the things walking by, and a ship goes by, and all this. I'm like, oh my God, that just looks awesome. And didn't see it.
Yeah.
Which sucks, so I guess we'll wait till next year, which means that game isn't coming out anytime soon. Unless they reveal it next year and it comes out in the fall, but I doubt that.
Yeah.
EA finally took the wraps off. Nope. Or can you say that?
I don't think so.
You can take the lid off.
Say it.
They took the lid off of whatever Project Dylan was and revealed it to be Anthem. Some kind of a sci-fi game. Yesterday yesterday as we're recording this, we didn't know very many details. We still don't, but we got a longer look at it here and something we're going to talk about a little bit later. But it is what it is. Then they showed A Way Out, a co-op prison break game where you have to play co-op. You can play, I guess, with a computer or something, but there is no full single-player experience.
Right.
You have to play with somebody else.
I'm not going to lie, out of everything from EA and Xbox, this was one of my favorites.
So it's by the maker of Brothers, A Tale of Two Somethings. But this was a game where you controlled two brothers.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this?
It sounds familiar.
It's like a vertically played game. You got one brother on the left side of the screen, another brother on the right side of the screen. I think it's split screen. You control both with the left stick and the right stick. And you have to get them to move together, and it's so cool. So now they've taken that concept and they've kind of applied it to a prison break game. Everybody was ranting and raving about it. So I
think it looks fantastic.
I agree with you. It looks pretty cool.
Talk about something that's
fresh.
As I will talk more about later, something that's different. I like that a lot.
Madden 18 is getting a story mode for the first time. A lot of people are really excited about this. I'm more excited just that they're going to this new engine.
I don't understand.
I just want to play a franchise mode.
What? It's football. The story is football. You play a season.
You play to win the game.
So what is story mode?
The story mode is you get drafted. Excuse me, a little spittle. Beautiful table. You get drafted. You play your way up. Blah blah blah. It's like what is it in MLB, the show? Road to the Show. It's like that. You're a rookie. You play your way up, but there's also drama and all this other stuff.
But so is there more gameplay elements than just playing football?
I don't think so, no. You go through training camps and stuff like that, and you control yourself throughout it.
I feel like this is stuff, maybe they didn't call it story mode, but I feel like this is stuff that was always in another game. You can create a player, you get drafted, you go to training camp and you bump your stats up. You can control whatever player. Like you can
all
play
that
games like, no, I want to play as the right tackle for some reason. Like I feel like this has already been in every game.
I agree.
In some way, shape, or form.
The only thing I will say to be devil's advocate is that was all optional. Whereas that's the game. Like WWE 2K does the same thing where you create yourself, you build your way up through NXT and all that stuff. It's the same.
But that works better on a WWE game.
That makes sense in a WWE game, right? You're always controlling you. You're not just some random cornerback and like, I'm sitting out half the game. I don't know. I'm not interested in Madden for that. I will always just play the franchise, and the new animations and everything look great. I'm more excited for that than I am anything else.
Yeah.
They also showed NBA Live, which they said they're combining, which this sounds like what NBA Live used to be. They're combining street ball and the NBA. Now, will that actually work? Because they made NBA Elite a few years ago, and that game was horrible. After they released it, they're like, we shouldn't have even charged anybody for this. We're sorry. NBA Live was supposed to come out last year. It didn't come out. Or no, NBA, maybe that's what it was. No, Live came out a few years ago. They switched to NBA Elite. That never came out. Now they're back to Live. I want EA to make, because I don't want to play an NBA 2K game. They're too realistic. They're too simulation based. Basketball games were the best when we played them on the Genesis.
NBA Live 95 was like...
And Coach K college basketball from a college perspective. They were so good because they were still fun. You could play 6-minute quarters and still score 100 points and all your if you're a weirdo like me and you're like, well, but I want, Penny should really average 20 points a game and Shaq should be averaging 30, but it's hard to do that with 5-minute quarters. No, back then it was easy. Right. Mostly because they never subbed out, but it was fun. So if they can actually give something that is different than 2K that interests me and it's to the quality level that I expect from an EA Sports game, I'm down for that. I'll be there in the fall.
Yeah, I haven't played for any substantial length of time a true, simulation style basketball game. Honestly, probably since NBA Live 95.
Well, probably 97 on the Saturn. At least I did.
Do we have that?
Yep, we had that and we had NHL.
I remember NHL, but yeah, I never got into any of the 2K games. basketball, for whatever reason, in video game form, at least the new systems, it just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't work.
I can't put my finger on it. Right.
I don't like Madden. Perfect.
Madden
works.
Madden is so much better than it was on the Genesis.
Right.
Basketball.
And I don't know if it's just because there's so many little things going on, but like FIFA is fine, NHL's fine, Madden's fine, baseball.
Baseball is in between Madden and NBA 2K.
Yes,
is what I would say.
exactly.
It's still
but
like
something
a little
about the
bit.
NBA games. They just don't do it for me.
I agree.
I don't know why, but
I agree. I hate it. I want to love them, but that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what this will be.
Yeah, maybe.
So they showed NBA Live. They showed FIFA. They talked about it on the Switch. It's a full release. There's something special the Switch is getting, but I just don't really care about getting. I don't know why I said getting, but I don't really care about FIFA, so I didn't really pay attention. Sorry, I'll just be honest. And they showed gameplay of the new Need for Speed. What's it called? Not Hot Pursuit. That was the old one. Yes, the new Need for Speed game. New game.
Something.
You can tell I really cared about it. Any thoughts on EA that you want to get into?
No, I mean, like I said, my favorite thing I think I've seen was the A Way Out game. Like, that just looks different and fresh, and the only thing would be the whole... I kind of like that you have to play co-op. It's an interesting element, but I would hope... I mean, I don't know that I'm going to get this game anyway. But even if I get this game, if you don't get this game, well, who do I play with? I would assume they have some kind of random, like...
Well, you can play with a computer.
But see, I don't want to do that. I would rather play with a stranger online than play with a computer, controlled character. But I don't know. I think that game looks very interesting.
It looks really cool.
I like it a lot.
For some reason, it made me think of Journey.
That's what I was just thinking.
Really?
It's like the whole thing where you just get paired up with a random person, and this wouldn't probably be so anonymous. You could see who you're...
Right.
And you can probably talk to them. It wouldn't just be like there's another character being controlled by somebody out there that you'll never know. But yeah, I had the same thought actually. But I don't know. I'm intrigued. I like the looks of it.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I guess I'm tired. It's been a very long day. We were out in the sun all day and we're dying. Moving on. Again, now we're recording this before Bethesda. If anything actually happens at Bethesda, we'll talk about it on the next podcast. But all we're talking about today is EA and now Xbox. There was one main reason everybody tuned in the Xbox conference. Tuned in. I can't talk today. They tuned in for one reason, and that was the Xbox Project Scorpio. A lot of information going around ahead of it. It leaked, quote unquote, that the real name was Xbox Scorpio. Spoiler alert, they should have stuck with that. It leaked that the price was going to be $500. I mean, it wasn't really a leak. When Jeff Keighley says it, it's no longer a leak. It's gospel. Some people were doubting it. They said, I don't know. It's still going to be, maybe it'll be $400. Hell no. This thing was never, ever, 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 ever going to be $400. So we finally got there. By the way, they waited till the very end of the conference to actually say the price, which I thought was weird. So let's run through what the new Xbox is about. We'll go through the other stuff and we'll circle back around because I'm sure I know I got thoughts and I'm pretty sure you got thoughts. The Xbox One X. If you're not listening carefully, you might have thought I said Xbox One S, but I said Xbox One X. Guess what I'm going to want to talk about with this thing? It's out November 7th, worldwide. Mr. Worldwide on a Friday. $499. It comes in a 1 terabyte model only, which is fine. And it's actually smaller than the Xbone S.
Yeah, that's...
So why was the original Xbox One as big as this table? It was like a mainframe computer compared to the Scorpio, which is what I'm just going to call it. One of the things I noticed on every trailer got really annoying, and I'm gonna talk about it with Sony too. I'm not being a blind fanboy here. Every freaking trailer, Xbox One X enhanced.
Right. Yeah.
Xbox One X enhanced. Xbox One X. Xbox One X. XBOX. Xbox. Did you notice that? Xbox One X.
So let's just call it the Xbox.
The Xbox.
And be done with it.
Well, we could, but that'll get really confusing here in a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say overall about this what?
I was just so confused. You just kept saying Xbox, Xbox One, X, XBOX, Xbox.
I'm gonna go home now.
Xbox One, X. I'm like, what are you doing?
He's having a stroke. But yeah, the Xbox One X enhanced annoyed me. Every game they announced, did you notice this? Did you? You weren't watching it live, so you watched some of the trailer. So I don't know if they showed it at the beginning of every trailer. It was some kind of exclusive. It was either a launch exclusive, console exclusive, a this year exclusive, a DLC exclusive. Like literally everything that I think every trailer they showed that wasn't just like a highlight reel where they went bang bang bang. It was like something exclusive. I was so sick of hearing it by the end of it. Do you want to talk about our thoughts on that now, or you want to get in the rest of the conference?
On the X?
The Scorpio, yeah.
My main thought is I'm excited because you know it's coming. It won't be from Mr. Geddes, but we're going to be hearing a lot of X gonna give it to you until it comes out. And I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know that he's going to give it to you, though.
I don't think he is either.
Why the hell did you name this thing the Xbox One X, other than it spells out Xbox, when you have a Xbox One S? Can you imagine what the people in marketing are thinking? Like, obviously, they knew about it before today, but they're like, Phil, Mr. Spencer, please, God, don't make something, because S and X sound a lot the same. Like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Call it the Xbox Scorpio. Call it the Xbox 2, as dumb as that would be. Call it the, I don't know, the type, Xbox Type R. I don't know what to call it, but don't call it the Xbox One X when the other one is called the One S.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Am I crazy on this?
There will come a time where some little Johnny in Des Moines, Iowa.
We're going back to Johnny. Yep, when his parents go into the GameStop.
Mommy, I want an Xbox One X. And Mommy's going to hear S. Oh. And she's going to go to GameStop and be like, I would like an Xbox One S, please. And little Johnny's going to get that on Christmas morning, and he's going to be very upset.
He's going to say, Mom, what the F is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because he's a little spoiled brat.
He's a little, yeah.
You can buy, and the Xbox One S is now $250 with all kinds of bundles and stuff. So you can get two of those for the price of one Scorpio.
You need those extra teraflops.
Did anything about this conference, because I'm as cynical as it gets, did anything about this conference sell you on the idea of the Scorpio, the Xbox One X? Do you feel the need at all to get this thing?
No.
Okay.
And the only thing, I mean, it's similar. I'll be totally honest. It's similar to
the Pro.
The Pro.
Yeah.
To where, who's going to buy this? Unless you have some crazy kind of trade-in deal where you can upgrade. But then they're probably not going to do that because GameStop or, I mean, Microsoft in general, nobody wants an old, not even one S, but just the regular one.
The big mainframe
when they can
one.
sell the one S, like, nobody wants them, so you're not going to get a good trade-in value. I don't get who buys this. Unless there's somebody that's like, man, I'm glad I waited this long to get an Xbox. I really wanted to get one before. Now I can get one and get the X. But if you really wanted an Xbox, you would have gotten one a long time ago. Yeah. I don't get it.
By the way,
it's the same thing with the Pro. I'm not harping on
correct.
Xbox. I think they're both just strange ideas. I don't get it.
By the way, one thing I did just think of.
That being said, Jason is going to get a Pro because he didn't have a PS4 and he's finally
makes
ready.
Sense.
Right.
Yes. If
for whatever reason you've waited this long to get a PS4 or an Xbox, great. It is probably worth it to get the better one.
Yeah.
But when they've been out for 3 years?
3.5, yeah.
There's probably not that many people that haven't yet bought one that would actually plan on buying one. So, I don't know. Somebody much smarter than me made the decision both for Sony and Microsoft to make these products. So, somebody must know what they're doing, but I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. Nothing about this conference. I went into it hoping to be blown away, hoping to see something that I've never seen before. But it's, again, games are games. A lot of the games we're playing now on PS4 would have been 100% possible on PS3.
Yeah.
So just leaping from the 1 to the Scorpio, it's not going to be that big a difference. Like, okay, cool. So Forza 7 is the next thing I got on the list. It's 4K, 60 frames per second the whole time you're playing it. True 4K. Okay, cool. That game, Forza 6 and Forza Horizon 3, were already two of the prettiest games I had ever seen in my life.
Is it really going to look that much different?
It's not just graphics. Like we've said on here so many times, we want more processing power and all that stuff, but we want it to be used in the right ways. Like GTA 6, let us go in every building or something. Yeah. Load all that stuff. You got all this teraflops and all this processing power. Preload stuff. So there's if you said Xbox Scorpio, there's no loading times anymore. All your games download faster. Everything is. I don't know, but real applications that actually make the experience of playing the games better. Just seeing it prettier doesn't make it better.
Yeah.
Just like the Pro, like Sean said, like we both have 4K TVs. I do not feel the need at all to get a Pro unless my PS4 dies and I have to replace it. I will get a Pro just because. But I'm not going to just trash this or give it to the kids and go spend $400 on a Pro.
Right.
There's no way. And I'm definitely not spending $500 on this thing. I know it's, quote unquote, only $100 more than the Pro, but it's $100 more than the Pro. And hey, guess what? I know, PlayStation 4 sold 60 million now. Xbox One's probably around 30 million. But those 30 million people that either bought the One or the One S, I know they told us about Scorpio a year ago and blah, blah, blah. But hey, everybody, you can go kick rocks. Everything, you see all these trailers saying, and this is, and again, we're not fanboys. We said the same thing when the Pro launched. Enhance with Xbox One X. Enhance with Xbox One X. Enhance with Xbox One X. And now they've unlocked even more teraflops. That came out over the weekend that there's no longer 8 for developers. It's now 9, or not teraflops, whatever.
Gigaflops.
Gigabits of RAM, like gigabytes of RAM. Bit is speed. Yeah, gigabytes of RAM. That is a big deal because that makes the gameplay experience better. But it has nothing to do with 4K graphics.
Right.
There's absolutely, I was waiting for something. I was waiting for some game we've never seen before or something old made new to where I would just go, holy crap, I might need to think about this. I don't need to think about this. And it's not me being a hater. Like I said, I'm a cynic by nature. Microsoft did nothing to sell me on this. And I'm not saying their conference was bad because their conference was just, here's Phil Spencer now, game. That was their I don't know if that was all 42 games or whatever they showed. But all they did was show games. That's awesome.
I like that. Yeah.
I didn't care about a whole lot of them. There's one that really stuck out to me. I'll talk about that later. But it doesn't matter how powerful a system is if it doesn't have the games. And I still will always say Sony has all the franchises because I can play any third party. I can play Destiny. I can play Resident Evil. I can play Street Fighter. I can play whatever I want on any system. You buy a system for the exclusives or because all your friends have it and you want to stay in that ecosystem.
There's not a single Xbox exclusive game that I look at and I'm like, man, I really wish I could play that. I wish I had an Xbox so I can play whatever.
There's nothing.
Not one single game.
If Gears of War doesn't do it for me, no Xbox game will.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. All right, let's move on. Forza 7 did get announced. Like I said, 4K, 60 frames per second. It looks beautiful. It's a racing game. I don't care about it. This was their flagship thing. Once they announced what the name of the Xbox One X was and all that stuff. This is what they showed. Great. I don't care. I just don't. And I don't care about Gran Turismo Sport. Again, not being a hater. Metro Exodus was revealed. Have you played any of the Metro games, Last Light or any of that?
I haven't.
It looks fine.
It looks
Oh, it looks beautiful.
I don't really care about
it.
But
it doesn't look
it
like
looks
I'll be interested in it.
Good.
Then, of course, they moved on to Ass Creed Origins. It is out October 27th. Holy crap, Sean. I don't know if you knew this. The new Assassin's Creed game is set in Egypt. Did you have any idea that would happen? Dun, dun, insert squirrel. Dun! I'm not going to remember to do that.
No, probably not.
So it's in Egypt. It's out October 27th. Smart. They're getting ahead of Call of Duty. They're getting ahead of Battlefront, all that other stuff. Super Mario, which hopefully we'll find out here in a couple days. Smart release date. Game looks beautiful. I just don't. The one thing I will say, and I saw a lot of people talking about on Twitter, is the combat looked really cool. It didn't look like just like normal Assassin's Creed stuff. I guess you can slide down the pyramids. That's awesome. They stole stuff from Zelda and Horizon, though. I will say that. First game that's done that, so shout out to them. And I don't even know that they really stole it because it was in development now for like 3 years, so it is whatever it is. Do you care about this Assassin's Creed game?
I've said it many times. I've missed out on Assassin's Creed 100%. It's probably something I would enjoy, but having not played any of the other ones, I don't know if this one is, ooh, no, I gotta play this one because whatever. Like, okay, it's another Assassin's Creed game. I'm sure I would enjoy it. I'm sure I would enjoy a lot of the games in the series. I've just missed out on it, and so therefore I don't know. It looks good.
The one Assassin's Creed game that interests me the most was the one that everybody says is horrible, and that's 3, set in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Like I heard on check out Pixels and Papers, they did E3 predictions last week too with Nick and Adam from Nerd 901. They were talking about, shout out. They were talking about it and just how everybody says that game's horrible. Like it's got the most interesting setting, definitely to me, and some of the guys agree with that too, of all the Assassin's Creed games, but the game was just not good. And the characters weren't interesting and all this other stuff. It's just they and some people on Twitter are like, "Oh, let this be the first Assassin's Creed game where there's no present day stuff." That's not going to happen because then it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Right, yeah.
So, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This game is going just ape crap. PG podcast. All over YouTube. Everybody loves this game. It's coming to Xbox One exclusively, not coming to PS4. It's a first-person shooter.
My initial thoughts when I pulled up the trailer for this game looks like an Xbox 360 game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it looks good at all. I mean, not to say that it looks bad, but it does not look like Xbox One.
Right.
The graphics are just like, now again, I know we just said graphics don't make the game, but it just looks, how do I say this? There are games that are not super visually like knock your socks off, but they're probably not trying to be. That's not what the game is.
Breath of the Wild, honestly.
Right. This, it's not like they're going for some different kind of like art style, some kind of vibe.
It just doesn't look
good. It just looks. I mean, it doesn't look bad.
Well,
it just does not look like
too,
a 2017 game.
It reminds me of like DayZ and stuff like that. All these big open world games and stuff. They just don't look that good. These open world shooters and stuff. They just don't look that good. I have no thoughts on Battlegrounds at all. Again, we don't have gaming PC, so we haven't played it. This thing is blowing up like crazy. So that is a big deal for Xbox. Shout out to Microsoft for getting that exclusively on console. If it's really exclusive again, I don't know what these exclusives mean anymore because they just say exclusive all the time.
Everything's exclusive.
Shout out to them. Then they showed this weird Deep Rock Galactic game, I wrote down some weird shooter game. I don't know what else to say. Speaking of a game that looks like it's about 7 years old, and the trailer went on way too long, we weren't speaking about that, but this one we will. State of Decay 2 got announced officially. It looks absolutely garbage. It looks horrible. People love State of Decay. This game looks absolutely horrible. And it's just it's another freaking generic zombie shooter, which don't worry, not a hater. Come back for our PlayStation recap. I'm going to say the same thing about, what the hell's it called? Days Gone. I don't give two flips about that game either. State of Decay 2 looks horrible to me. Horrible.
As soon as I hear zombies, if you don't have anything else to say besides zombies, I'm done.
Yep.
Count me out. Now, again, one of the best games
but
of all time.
But they're not even zombies.
I know.
They're kind of.
But even if you do want to call them zombies, we're obviously talking about Last of Us, there was so much other... There was a story. The zombies, they were just part of it. I mean, they were a big part of it, but it's not just, oh God, there's zombies everywhere, kill them all. Like, there was a good story to it. If all you are selling me on is zombies, I'm done. No thanks. I'll pass.
And just the animations looked wonky. The way the characters interacted, it just looked horrible. I'm sorry. People have stated, okay, this looks horrible. Then they announced the Darwin Project, which is some kind of hero shooter. Looks like it's a Overwatch ripoff. And that was fine and everything until all of a sudden Jethro Tull, who apparently announces esports games, I had no idea, comes out and just starts shoutcasting.
Oh, my God.
Did you watch this?
I
wanted to I almost just said, okay, we're not even going to do the podcast now because I can't watch the rest of this friggin' presentation. This is horrible. How is that? How does anybody think a shoutcaster of any form, but a scripted shoutcaster talking about a game that nobody knows what it is or cares, and nobody's actually playing it, is going to get you invested? Everybody on Twitter, like Jason Schreier before this tweeted, man, Microsoft is showing how you do a press conference. And he's like, I take back everything that I just said. Like, what the hell were you thinking, Microsoft? Oh. Minecraft got some big announcements. You'll now, this summer, I think they said maybe July, you'll be able to play Minecraft with people on consoles, PCs, handhelds, iPads or phones or whatever, and VR. That's awesome.
I didn't realize you couldn't already.
I don't care about Minecraft, but that's awesome. So now, like, if Noah's playing on the PlayStation 4, and they said you can set up, they're doing something with servers and everything too. So I guess you can, like, he can play PS4, and if Aaron is playing on Xbox One, they can play together cross console. That's cool.
Right.
You should. That's awesome. Good for them. And Minecraft is coming in 4K. Wait, what? Why is the least graphically impressive game in the last 25 years? I know it's not supposed to look good, but why the hell do you need this in 4K? And then they did this big trailer, and there's sunrises and all. Did you see this?
No.
There's sunrises and all this other crap and blah, blah, blah. Vince Ingenito tweeted, he's like, something to the effect of, making one of the ugliest games ever available in 4K is not something that anybody needs or wants or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid. But they are getting a, quote, super duper graphics pack is coming later this year. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because they have to just get the most annoying names they can in this series. I've never cared about Dragon Ball Z. I know Goku, right? Yeah, that's all I know. I will say
Vegeta.
I don't know. I thought it was Vegeta.
Maybe
hit the comment section. I don't have any idea.
I always thought it was Vegeta.
You're almost saying a word there. The funny thing, not funny. Well, that was funny. But what I was gonna say is, the graphics for this look amazing, and they look amazing because they are straight up like the cartoon came to life. That is amazing. That they are. It's a 2.5D, I guess you would call it, right?
Yeah,
fighting game where the cartoon has come to life, and it looks so cool. I don't want to play it because I've got Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Right.
But it looks great, and if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you're going to love it. Then they did this highlight reel kind of thing where they talked about some indie games. Black Desert MMORPG. No, thank you. The Last Night. Now, this is the one that I'm probably more interested than anything this whole 2 days so far. It was like new graphics, and then all of a sudden you see these pixely monsters and stuff. Did you see this trailer? Did you get a chance to see it?
Now I'm
it is like
intrigued.
The way I can describe it is, look it up. Blade Runner meets Flashback. It looks so cool. By the way, Flashback Remastered is coming to the Switch later this year. I cannot wait for that. Looks really cool. Then the Artful Escape, they showed that, and Code Vein. It's just these really, really, really random games that they do nothing for me. And they probably don't do anything for many people because it seems like they really just flew through it pretty quickly. Then we got to the big one, this game that's apparently never coming out. Sea of Thieves. They first showed this 2 E3s ago, I'm pretty sure. It's a shared world, multiplayer pirate game that you play with your friends and you go loot stuff. The one thing I will say, the game is very pretty. The art style is great, but the water, it is so hard to do water well. I still say the water in GTA 5 on the PS4 is one of the best water engines I've ever seen. It's just so pretty and so realistic. This game, it looks amazing, and it should. It's a pirate game. They're on ships and stuff. So you're in a shared world. They talked about that. They showed them finding a sunken pirate ship, and they swim down. Then sharks come after them. It's all about just finding stuff, getting loot, selling it, and then it seems like the cycle just continues. does not. It looks boring as hell to me, honestly. And especially, like, I was going back and forth with Nick on Twitter on this game. This game's just been, they got a crap or get off the pot at this point. Circling back around, what'd you think about last night? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I like it.
Sea of Thieves, this trailer was like 10 minutes long, first off. And it was this annoying announcer like, oh, I'm going to try to be funny, but I'm not funny at all. Like, the game looks pretty, but I do not care.
It looks beautiful. I love the art style, but
yeah. They've just been talking about this game forever, and it's still not even out this year. It's out early 2018.
Yeah.
So if that's, I don't care about the Xbox One X. Then we got a quick trailer for Tacoma. It's coming first to Xbox One. I hate that because as much as you know I'm not a fan of Gone Home, I'm interested to play Tacoma, the next Fulbright game.
Yeah.
But it's coming first on Xbox One. I'm sure it will be on PS4 in like a month. Because remember,
by the end of the year. Anyway.
Inside was like, oh, it's Xbox One exclusive at launch. And then a month later, it's like, okay, now it's on PS4. What?
Right.
Like, it took forever to get Limbo on PlayStation, but it took like a month or two to get Inside.
Right.
We don't know much about Tacoma, except you're up in a space station, whatever. It's a walking simulator. It looks great. I'm sure it'll be good.
I hope it's better than Adrift.
I hope it's better than Gone Home. Sorry, Logan. Then they showed this fake-ass Miles per Hour ripoff, Super Lucky's Tale. Did you see this thing? It's Tails.
I did.
He's just got one tail. And at first I was like, is that Bubsy? Because they just showed a Bubsy game there. But I was like, wait, no, that's a fox? I don't know what's happening. This is a generic platformer. Why is this at E3 and it's called Super Lucky's Tale? Play on words because it's Tale, whatever. Then they showed Cuphead, another game that's been showed, I think, 3 E3s ago. I think this might have first been showed in 2013.
Seriously?
I think so.
See, I've never seen it before.
Oh.
That was one that actually stood out to me.
So
like,
when they first...
This looks
cool. When they first announced it, I saw it and I was like, this is like Steamboat Willie came to life.
Yeah.
And it was a platformer, but it wasn't really. It was just boss rush. It was nothing but boss fights. And then they're like, people are really interested about this. We have to actually put a game in addition to the boss fights. They went back and did that. It's been delayed forever. It's finally coming out September 29th. That is an Xbox exclusive, period. It's not coming out on PlayStation. Not going to make me buy an Xbox One S, but I would love to at least, like if they had that at GameStop or something, I would love to at least just try it. It's like Castle of Illusion on steroids, you know?
Basically, yeah.
Then Crackdown 3, there was a trailer for that. It's coming out November 7th, same day as the Xbox Scorpio. I'm just going to call it that. Terry Crews. Everybody likes Terry Crews, except a lot of people on Twitter were mad about Terry Crews in this trailer. I happen to like Terry Crews in this trailer because I like Terry Crews in anything. That dude is freaking hilarious, and he's shooting stuff and everything. Crackdown doesn't do it for me. I think people are very divided on 1 and 2. I think 1 was really good, 2 sucked, and they're hoping 3 is going to be good. It looks cool, and Terry Crews to me is hilarious. I don't think he ruined anything.
Yeah, I didn't get to see this, but it doesn't seem like something I'd really care about. But
no,
but
it's kind of like
Terry Crews,
like Just Cause 3. It's just like open world mayhem, blow anything up kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Life is Strange prequel was announced now, so this is confusing. So I still haven't played Life is Strange. Have you started it yet?
No,
I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet. So this is a prequel by the guys who did not make this game. There's also a sequel coming out by the guys that actually made Life is Strange. So that is incredibly confusing, and I don't even know how that works. Don't post any spoilers. I'm going to play through it hopefully the next week or so. This week's crazy. Maybe next week I'll play through it. But trust me, Logan, I'm going to play that game. Then again, talk about long trailers. They showed Shadow of War door. They showed the Nemesis system and all this other stuff. I can't figure out if you're a good guy or a bad guy in this. The trailer, again, it went for like 10 minutes, and by the end I was like, I already didn't care about this game, and now you're making me hate this game. Like, people love it, the Nemesis system, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like there's a difference between, like, there's a sweet spot, which I think God of War last year, again, I know I'm a fanboy, but God of War nailed it. Slow build, orchestral music. He steps out of the shadows. You show the graphics. He walks around. You find out he's his son. Show a little bit of gameplay. Then you end on a cinematic and you're done. Like, it didn't feel, that was like a 9 or 10 minute trailer. It didn't feel like it though. Yeah. This This and Sea of Thieves
Felt
was
like
just
a
like, oh
30-minute
my
trailer.
God, it's never going to end. Did you watch any of this?
No, I didn't see this one. No, but it's one that I just don't really.
I just don't. The Nemesis system is supposed to be so revolutionary and all this other stuff. You're hearing that a lot. I know, and this is a multi-platform game. This trailer made me just not want to play this game at all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of games I would like to play, because I still haven't played the original, then they announced a sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest called Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This game, God, that first game looks so pretty. That is a game that I just wish I could get my hands on and play through. Will of the Wisps. Again, it looks amazing. Then Phil Spencer came back out to talk a little bit more business before they ended the game with one more. They ended the show with one more game. Xbox, they talked about Xbox backwards compatibility across, and he did start saying the Xbox One family of consoles. Because at first there was confusion on Twitter and with me. It's like, wait, he hasn't said anything about backwards compatibility with the One X.
Right.
He just would talk about the One S. See how this is confusing? But then at the end he was talking about Xbox One family of consoles. So every Xbox One can do backwards compatibility. Okay. And then they announced backwards compatibility for the original Xbox, and the crowd went nuts. And I'm just sitting there going, God, Sony. First off, why did you make the PS3 with the stupid cell processor that you cannot emulate like on anything unless you're just streaming it through the cloud? Like, that's why it would be so expensive for them to actually put emulation into the PS4 so we could play our PS3 games in it, that it would make it as much as the Xbox Scorpio or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, the Xbox is old. There's so many PS2 games I wish I could play.
Yeah. I have so many of them. I still have my PS2, but it's every so often I just get this itch to like hook it up and play some game. But not enough to where I just leave it hooked up.
Right.
And since it's not always hooked up, I never want to hook it up, and it's a vicious cycle. But I would love to be able to play those games.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, what I could do if I got a PlayStation 2 that worked, I could hook it up upstairs. I've got my old PlayStation 3, my Wii U, the old Wii, which is now just on hook because it's pointless. But then I've got room for a PS2 up there too, and I think I got enough inputs on that super old TV. But I don't want to walk upstairs and play it. Like if you've got one console, like, again, I'm a Sony fanboy, but Microsoft, and I don't care if only 50% of people have done backwards compatibility or whatever. Sony tries to say that people don't want it. Yeah, we do.
No, yeah, people
do I want you to spend a lot of time on that instead of giving us like Uncharted 5 or God of War, Thor 2 or whatever? No, but damn it, the PS5 better be backwards compatible with the 4. Figure it out with the 3. The 2, just do it. Even if you can't play the discs, like, let me put my disc in, recognize that I've purchased the game before, and let me download it. If whatever you got to do,
right?
I don't know.
That would be fine.
There's got to be a way to make it work. So again, that's a win for Xbox. Their backwards compatibility is awesome. And then they close the show with Anthem. Again, we talked about that earlier. That's EA's new IP out fall 2018. Sci-fi. It looks like what I heard some people on Twitter were saying. Oh, this is what Mass Effect Andromeda should have been.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that was the Xbox conference. Sean, I talked a lot there. There was a lot of games. Again, no matter what you think of Xbox versus Sony or whatever, they just hit you with nothing but games. No talk about Kinect, no TV, no none of that crap that they screwed up so bad all those years ago. They spent the first 10 minutes or so talking about the Scorpio and its teraflops and all that other crap. But the conference didn't really do it for me because there's not a lot of games here that I want to play. But from a conference structure standpoint,
it was a good conference. Yeah.
I think they did a good job. It's not Sony's conference from last year. Sony's conference this year also won't be Sony's conference from last year. If it is, then they must have announced. Oh, by the way, they didn't announce Metal Gear Solid Remake at this conference like I was hoping. Well, no,
for one.
I didn't. I thought it would be there, but the overall prediction was that it would get announced. But
yeah, I
mean, Konami doesn't have their own press conference, and they're damn sure not going to announce it at Sony's thing. They might just put out a trailer, but like, and they said something. Somebody tweeted in Japanese that Survive is getting a trial, maybe a demo or something. I don't know if that means at E3 or you can download the demo. But they don't have their own conference, so unless they just put out a trailer for Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
Did you download a demo for that?
Oh, I'm not giving them any money, so yeah, I'll try it. Will I buy it? I cannot imagine it. Can't imagine it. Overall thoughts, Sean, on what we saw this weekend so far?
To me, I care more about EA's conference than the Xbox One.
Battlefront,
The
new
Xbox
beginning
One
for
one.
Madden.
A Way Out looks awesome.
Yep.
Xbox, I mean, my God, can we maybe just try something new, please? Can we just stop with all of these freaking first-person shooters? I don't have an Xbox anyways, but to me, Sony's not nearly as bad. To me, the Xbox is just kind of becoming it's just nothing but first-person shooters.
Even stuff like these new games like Deep Rock Galactic,
Battlegrounds, Metro,
Darwin Project, Metro.
State of Decay, was that first person? I don't remember.
It was third person. I think
Sea of Thieves, but at least Sea of Thieves looks different. But I'm guessing Crackdown was first person.
No, it's third person.
Okay,
it's
third
like
person.
a GTA kind
It's
of
just I don't care. As soon as I see that it's a first person shooter, I just immediately lose interest. I'm like, I just don't care anymore. The one that I actually care about is Battlefront. But even that, it's not like it's an IP that I'm already invested in. I like it, and it looks beautiful, and it's these characters and a story you already know, a world you already know. It's not just, hey, you're some guy, go run around and shoot other people, shoot aliens, whatever. It's like,
I just realized, so we did not surprising, but we didn't see Destiny at all. I figured we wouldn't because they're pretty much aligned with Sony. Yeah. We also didn't see Red Dead. They're also kind of aligned with Sony. And I don't think Red Dead will be there either anyway. But, yeah, there's not that. The biggest thing I can take away from this is there's nothing that sold me on getting an Xbox One S.
And the fact that they closed with Anthem, I'm like, okay.
To people that are hardcore Mass Effect or BioWare fans, that's probably a big deal.
I get. Yeah, to me, it's like this is your
right.
You're going out with a bang.
A brand new game that nobody knows anything about. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, who knows what Sony's going to close with? There's a number of possibilities, but like that's who you close with. I'm like, this. I don't care about this at all. Like, I don't care about Xbox at all. But I mean, there's almost nothing they could have closed with. We didn't see any Halo. I thought we would have seen something.
They said before, they said Halo 6 won't be there, but we've got something to show you.
Right. Didn't see that.
What was it?
One of my predictions was going to be a new Gears game, but I'm glad I didn't do that. I don't know. I get you said it. You summed it up pretty well. The conference structure was very well done. But as far as the actual content, I'm sure Xbox fanboys out there, you're probably thinking it's great, and that's fine. But to me, there's nothing really noteworthy. No. I didn't walk away from that being like, man, I can't wait for this or that. I just don't care.
Like even the Xbox One X, which I just am not going to get used to saying it. Like it's okay. Let me just say this sidebar. It's okay to stick with your code names. Xbox Scorpio sounded so much better than this. The NX, I still say, would have been such an awesome name because it's the Nintendo X crossover between portable and home. Like, obviously, that's why it's the code name. But I've gotten used to saying Switch. But when I've been saying Xbox One S for so long, to now have to say Xbox One X, Xbox X, I mean, it's just so weird. I don't know. E3 super exciting. These first 2 days weren't that exciting for me, I guess is what it comes down to.
But we kind of figured as much.
Yeah. I'm glad we at least know what Scorpio is. We've seen the box now. They've done unboxing. Oh, and they did also say all the accessories will work. If you've got an Xbox One or Xbox One S, any accessories for it will work on the Scorpio. So hooray. If they didn't do that, then you'd have major issues. I thought if they were going to name it something, it was going to be the Xbox One Elite. I thought they were going to follow the whole Elite controller and all that other stuff. Because they did an Xbox 360 Elite. I thought they would have done an Xbox One Elite, but they did not.
Not to mention the whole thing with, like, iPhones. You got an iPhone 6? Well, I got an iPhone 6S. Right. Mine is better. But now S is, like, It's the bottom one. It's not the
X. Gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna give it to me.
Yeah.
That's our recap for the weekend of E3. What'd you guys think? If you're a Microsoft fan, seriously, you don't have to be hateful, but hit the comment section. Let us know what you thought about this conference. Are you blown away by the Scorpio? Does Sea of Thieves look awesome? Is it really ever going to come out? Are you excited for Cuphead? Whatever. Metro? I don't know. Just let us know from a Microsoft fan's perspective what you thought about this.
And if you want, come back tomorrow and crap all over our hopeful love for Sony's conference.
Yeah, and we will be, trust me, we'll be critical because when Sony has not nailed it in the past, I've skewered them for it.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for being here. This has been episode 77. If you're watching us for the first time and you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. It means a lot. We're closing in on 400, and that's awesome. If you like what you see, also hit that like button. As you can see, likes are really important. You can find us, if you didn't know, at nerd901.com because we are part of the Nerd 901 family. Go to nerd901.com for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe.
Also, while you're there, since this is the first time we've recorded since, this guy wrote a really good...
Oh, who is this weird guy? He had like a pen name that sounded so familiar.
Edith Finch review. You should check it out. It's pretty much spoiler-free, so if it's a game you're interested in...
Yeah, it's safe.
And you haven't played it yet, you're curious about it, give it a read. I kept it's safe because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but go check that out. You can find it at Nerd 901.
Proud of him. Proud of my little bro for writing.
That guy. Whoever that guy is.
Whoever that guy is, named Sean White. Also, while you're also there, though, check out Pixels and Papers. Eric and Derny, right? Right, Nick? Check out Derek and Ernie at Pixels and Papers. They specialize in RPGs and tabletop games. They just put up their R3 prediction show, their E3 prediction show as well. And like I said, they had Nick and Adam from Nerd 901 on there as well. On Twitter, you can find us. Wow.
All right.
A lot of talking today. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together we're at 2player_co-op. If you like audio, that's awesome. I like audio as well. You should go to iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and audio services all around the world. If you like audio and video and you're watching us, it's probably at youtube.com/2playercoop. If you're here, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 400. Hit the like button. It means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. And also, if you're seeing us for the first time, you might not know this, but we have a Facebook page that we never update. Facebook.com/2playercoop gaming.
I don't even know.
That is the worst. I don't ever want to see that again. I don't know what just happened. What'd you do to Toad? That is horrible. Why does Toad look like why does he have man legs? And what is happening? Why is he smiling? This has been a long day. Oh, God. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been episode 77. Like Sean said, come back tomorrow, Tuesday morning. We're going to have our recap of Sony's show and Ubisoft and maybe Bethesda from Sunday night if there's anything of note there. I'm assuming they're going to announce Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. But other than that, there probably won't be anything noteworthy. They're not going to show Elder Scrolls 6. They're not going to... They'll probably... And the other thing they'll show is Fallout VR. But I don't care about Fallout VR. Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's it. So come on back for episode 78 for that recap. Hope you enjoyed this recap. And until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing. I don't have anything to throw.
Thank God.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Bye, guys.